Good morning, Cabro crew. Welcome in. Hopefully, y'all are doing well today. Back in it for another day on the market. Yesterday trade didn't go too good after we got off the live stream. Kind of came back up, hit us out, unfortunately. But you know, you just gotta stick with the system, and you'll get some trades. But yeah, yesterday the B setup did not work too good, so we hit stop loss. We do have a video coming out here at 10, kind of covering more on that, talking about that a little bit more. But yeah, welcome in. Hopefully y'all are doing well. Looks like we got Terry in the chat already, and we'll see who else joins. But yeah, overall, yesterday kind of a boring day. Both the AM and the PM both called that short, and we weren't able to get it. So yeah, ended up running up later in the day, around 8 or 9 o'clock. Ran up all the way up to around 77.8. So pretty crazy little up move in the PM. Definitely after both the AM and PM sessions that we've been tracking, but definitely ran up in the later in the day. Looks like Kathleen just joined us as well, so welcome in. Thanks for joining. I guess we'll head on over to Kubrota.com, kind of check out what's going on today, see what trades we got today. I do got my water today, so we will be able to talk for the whole time without choking. Alright, let's head on over to Kubrota and check it out. We actually don't have any trades today. All of the trades for today are just too low on the system, so we're just not able to take anything today. Yeah, just nothing there. There's no trades, nothing set up, nothing like that. So unfortunately, we are just kind of down and out for today. In terms of looking at trades, there is a possibility, the PM session will fire. But yeah, overall, no trades today. We do have some different things kind of coming here on the Kubrota website just from yesterday's update. So today we basically had to go in and do a little fix on the AM and PM. Specifically, the PM session was having some trouble kind of drifting, and then whenever the PM session drifted, it also caused the AM session to drift. And what I mean by drifting is basically it would start off with its parameters and what it's supposed to do, and then as time kept going, it kind of kept shifting those forward with time. And so it said short, and then like right when it was about to kick you out of the short, all of a sudden it said, oh well, now we're not going to go short. And then it's just kind of all over. It ended up saying stand down really in the end of the day, but we had to go and adjust it all, and ended up it had said short, so that's kind of what's there. We will get the levels, so I guess throw on there. So let's get those levels, and then I'll tell you the rest of the updates that we've been making to Kubrota.com. We'll take our old stuff off of here, and we'll drop in our new levels. Just like that. These are our levels for today. Looks like we're getting a pretty decent drop right now. Yeah, probably gonna come all the way down to here, I guess, just in the AM. Yeah, pretty crazy drop. Would not have expected that. System didn't even expect it, I guess. But I technically this is a magnet trade, you know, from our old system. So you would have took it here and go down to here. You would want to wait until after the 8:30 to 8:45 candle, which we're in right now, though. So you know you wouldn't have been able to take it quite yet, and more than likely. Well, we might wait until the next candle to break down, but you know, you're only going to come down here, so I don't know. System isn't calling it though, based off of the new parameters that we've given it. But you know, originally, if we do close here, we'll open the next candle. Technically, you could take that down, but again, you're just targeting that. Yeah, that's the levels there. We got our daily resistance up here, 77.4. We got our breakout trigger at 77.3, breakdown trigger 76.884, and then our our support, daily support trigger 76.180. So kind of decent little spread there. Again, nothing for today. In terms of just gap and what it's looking like, you could get a downside trade, you know, with a 0.9% gap. Not too bad, but again, with our new parameters and stuff, it's telling us that the trade is not going to play out. So yeah, let's go back here and I'll show you the rest of the stuff kind of going on here. So we already showed you the gravity map yesterday, which is just kind of showing off the different levels and stuff based off of our system and our data that's all getting pulled. It's basically just showing you some of the hot zones that are on the chart. Specifically, we'll call it liquidation, I guess, most of the time, but basically what we mean by that is there's just I mean, for whatever number of reasons, there's a daily support, or not even daily, it's just a support level or resistance level, depending on if it's above or below price action, and it's just pulling price action into that spot. So obviously, you know, you look at this and you're like, well, this is the biggest spot here, so obviously we're going to pull up to that. And while that's sort of true, we are more likely to go up to the higher the zones with like the higher pull, I guess you could say. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to do that. I guess what it means is yes, there's a pull here. Yes, technically we're going to do that. Technically we'll go up and hit it, and that's what it's saying, is that's what we're getting pulled towards. But the thing that it doesn't tell us is what time and when is that going to happen, because that could happen anytime. So you can't really get stuck in here and being like, oh, well, we're not going to go down because, you know, there's more pull to the upside. While that's technically true, we could still drop down and even hit some of these different pulls before we break to the upside and go up there to those gravity wells, as we're calling it here on our gravity map. So, you know, I guess just you kind of read this with a grain of salt. It's more of an indicator, and it's not anything like that. But yeah, we showed you that yesterday. But the new thing that we're adding is mission ledger. So there's nothing on here yet, but basically what this is going to do is this is going to take each and every trade and kind of file them in here, and kind of show basically proof of work for our system. Show you, you know, how likely is it to hit target 1, how likely target 2, how likely is an A trade to fire, how likely is B trade to fire, all of that kind of thing, all into this sheet. And then on top of that, as the time kind of plays out and you start to see this thing fill up, you'll be able to put in a dollar amount, and you can kind of simulate, well, how much would I have made if I used this dollar amount over the last X amount of trades. And then on top of that, you'll be able to export the data if you want to use it in, you know, AI or something of the sort like that. So pretty cool little thing. We're not sure if we're 100% going to keep this here on the front end, or if it'll kind of drop more to the back end of the site and then You know, maybe we'll add some different ways to kind of use it, but not right now. It's just kind of like a data source for us that we're trying to use to help us kind of test the system as you know, 100% accurate on how you're actually supposed to take it, I guess is probably the best way to put it. But again, yeah, we have it there, and we're just gonna kind of test it like that, and we're not sure if it's gonna be front end or back end for now. But yeah, that's kind of the updates there. That's what we've been working on. That's the kind of the changes in the site, and then like I said, we've been kind of working with the radar, specifically yesterday and today, just kind of trying to get it back in line like it's supposed to be, and so far it's looking pretty good today, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you guys have any issues or anything with the site, just let us know. We're just constantly trying to update it and work on it, and you know, it's not perfect, especially after we updated it. We're not the greatest at coding, so yeah, just let us know if something's wrong. We'll jump on fixing it. But yeah, again, yeah, no trade today, so there's not really much to talk about. Not much going on in terms of really looking at anything. Yeah, I mean, we can kind of check out the macro. I guess there's a little bit of a kind of curling here happening on the daily. You're seeing a little bit of sort of breakdown here in terms of how much is this looking like possible, you know, kind of like reversal pattern here. It's definitely looking like we're starting to curl. Are we going to actually curl, or are we going to kind of retest this breakout line and continue up? We'll have to see what happens, you know. There's a lot of different levels kind of floating around there. We've been talking about quite a bit of things on the channel, but, you know, overall, it's still looking pretty good for the bulls right now. I definitely wouldn't be flipping bearish yet. If we start breaking down and we start to break this line, then maybe, you know, I'd be looking, okay, maybe we're gonna start flipping a little more bearish. Not completely, but just more into, yeah, maybe we'll continue down, at least test the 50 line, if not continue below it, and then break back into this pattern here, really. But overall, yeah, it's still looking bullish here on the longer time frames like this. If we're looking at the longer time frames, even lately, you know, the 4 hour and 1 hour, well, 1 hour kind of just fired, but we had kind of reset earlier in the week, kind of with that pullback here. So we'll see, maybe we'll continue up. Maybe this is just the lower high, kind of too early to tell, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. This could be the start of the breakdown, I guess. You know, with your longer time frames breaking down, we could maybe come back and kind of test some different levels around in here and then fire up, or maybe, you know, we'll just continue up. Hard to say right now. There's just not enough data to kind of go off of yet. But again, we're trading the 15 minutes, so we don't have to worry too much about that. We're just trying to trading it day by day, and seeing how it goes. But yeah, yeah, there's not too much to talk about. Not too much going on. So yeah, if you guys, I guess if you guys enjoyed the live, just make sure you hit that like button. Yeah, we don't really have too much to talk about. So that was kind of it for the live. You know, maybe we could, I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing really going on. Could watch it break down here, come down to our daily support level, but nothing happening here. So yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining live. I know it was short. Hopefully, we'll get a little longer. Maybe we'll have to kind of find some other stuff to talk about in the live. When the charts are kind of slow like this. But yeah, thanks for joining up. Thanks for checking us out. Again, Cabrota.com is that website I was looking at. If you guys are interested in checking that out again. It's live every day. It does cost a little bit to be a member of the website, but it's definitely worth it overall. So yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for popping in for the short little, really short live stream. We will be live tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Talking about the markets again, jumping into BTC, checking out what's going on. And then, like I said, we also have that video coming out at 10, kind of going over yesterday's trade and, kind of just talking about, just TA tips, and also just kind of talking about trader mindset of, what happens when your trade doesn't go the way you planned it, stuff like that. So, yeah, definitely check out our video coming out at 10. If you don't want to miss that, you want to hit that bell notification. And also hit thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Terry says he likes that mission ledger. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know if that will stay up there or not. We'll see. We're kind of in talks about whether we should keep it up or not. But for now, feel free to use it. As much as you can, I guess, in the next couple days. We'll see. We kind of live testing it, I guess, too. So we'll see how it does as trades start to come in, and see how, just see how it does with actually like putting the trades on there and everything. So, hopefully y'all like those updates. Yeah, we'll be live tomorrow. Other than that, thanks for joining, and we'll catch y'all then. Happy trading, y'all.